Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again with yet another, in fact it's episode 6 of Desert Island Dickheads, and we've got a brand new guest. In fact, who the hell is he?
My name is Vick Regan, aka Reg the Crisp, who used to sing with the Trousers of Your Mind.
Right, Reg the Crisp. Should I call you Mr. Crisp or?
Some people call me Reg.
Or just Vic. I think I might just call him.
Just call me Vic.
Vic will do.
Because I know him as
Reg
Vic.
is my stage name.
Is Vic there?
Yeah, that's it.
So it's good to have you on, Vic. And should we crack on with the questions?
Well, hold on. Before we
yeah.
start, you must, because of legal reasons, read out the terms and conditions.
I promise to leave a comment.
Nice.
I promise to give a thumbs up. And I promise I will ring that notification bell ding dong.
Ding dong. But hey, eagle-eyed viewers out there will have realised you've missed the first one. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget.
I'm already subscribed.
Oh, nice one.
But I will, everybody subscribe.
Right.
So, Rick,
Vic.
first of all, thank you for coming all this way. You
Yes.
come up from the coast, didn't you?
Suffolk
Suffolk.
country.
Can you tell us something about your earliest musical memory?
Yes, well, it was quite a difficult question, I think, really, but I had to drain the old brain. But I remember sitting in front of the telly when I came home from school, watching Do Not Adjust Your Set with the Bonzo Dog Doodah band on there. And I loved them. They were different. I don't know what they was doing on a kids' programme, because they weren't for kids. They was more Python-y, but they just had... Every song was funny, taking the mickey out of Elvis, or doing a calypso song, or singing about an equestrian statue. It was all pretty weird, yeah?
Have you heard of
I've
them?
heard the name. I was going to ask.
Yeah, they did I'm the Urban Spaceman. That was their big hit.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
That was number one, wasn't
That was number one, and Paul McCartney wrote it.
Really?
Paul McCartney
Did
wrote
he,
that.
Did he give it to them then?
He called himself Apollo C. Vermouth on the
Wow.
label.
Never knew. But do you know, was Neil Innes in it?
And Viv Stanshall.
The great Neil Innes. The
What else was he in?
Yeah,
What
that
was it? Because
was
they
it.
were like a bit of slightly spoof band as well.
Beatles.
The
They were the prefab four.
Yes.
Yeah, they were the only band I ever
But they
I
had
went
the-
to see in the last 10 years of my life.
Did you really?
Well, not that I'm dead.
Aren't you? Because
Yeah.
you often burst into that onions one, don't you?
Oh, Cheese and Onion,
Yeah,
yeah.
what a classic.
Cheese and onions.
Did you ever do the accountancy shanty?
Yeah, the wiggle away, do the accountancy shanty.
Do the accountancy shanty?
I always thought it was Vic and Bob.
No, that's...
Someone else said this on here the other week about New Ennis when he did his protest song. He gets up on stage like Bob Dylan and he goes, I've suffered for my music all my life, now it's your turn.
They were great live, the Ruttles.
Yes, well I saw the Bonzos live later in life.
Oh,
They
did you?
come to where I live at Bury St Edmunds and they did a gig, and apart from Viv Stanshall was dead and New Winnies weren't playing with them because he didn't want to play with them anymore.
Right.
But they were fantastic then, even then.
Ah.
Yeah.
And the other group, obviously everyone was Monkeys. We got
Yeah.
to
Well,
see
that
the
was
Monkeys.
another TV sort of group, wasn't it?
Yeah, but when...
On kids' TV.
Yeah, because
strangely.
my dad was quite a lot older than me. He'd been in the war and all that, and he was into Glenn Miller and all stuff like that. So Frank Ifield, and I really didn't dig that. Even though I took me to yodel.
Yeah.
Because
They
my mum
taught
was
me how to
Austrian.
yodel.
My mum's Austrian.
Sometimes you sing that as well, don't you? He just sings loads of snippets of song depending if a word is said. Or
I'll get that. I'll be in someone's house and I'll
It's
just...
a man thing. My dad did it.
Yeah, it's,
My dad was in the war as well.
was he really?
Oh, he was, yeah.
And my granddad. Anyway, I'm not that young. So what was the first single you bought with your own money?
Now, I can say, first off, the first single I bought for my brother with my money for Christmas present was I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles. which
For
was
your
in-
brother, did you say?
Yeah, for Christmas.
That's kind
in
of you.
Wells Music in Romford. It used to be down the side of the arcade. It was a music shop.
Did you say you're originally from Romford?
Romford, Dagenham.
Yeah.
But the first single I actually bought when I was older was Double Barrel by Dave and Ansel Collins, a reggae song.
Hey, I am the Magnificent.
Oh.
Yes.
I haven't heard of them,
You have.
Oh, you've got
Da-da-da-da-da-da. I am the Magnificent.
but I haven't heard the name.
Oh, David, yeah.
So reggae, yeah.
It virtually invented toasting, shouting and dub, that single.
Yeah.
Because it was the first one of that kind.
Yeah.
And I did have the sleeve, unfortunately, sorry I couldn't find it, but with the barrel on the front. It's like a shotgun. And I was a bit
I'll
of a
try and put it
skinhead.
up.
But hang on, did you say that was for your brother?
No, that was when I bought it.
Oh, right.
At a record shop in Dagenham
Yes.
called Star Discs, if anyone ever went there.
So you will still have it
I want to
somewhere.
hold your hand he bought for his brother.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was, but that weren't really for me, so this was the worst one I bought for myself.
Right.
So, and it was a very jolly song, and I used to be into reggae a lot, as you'll probably find out later on when I tell you.
And it's a shame that you still haven't. Have you still got it though?
I've got it, but I couldn't find it. 'Cause
Oh,
Do you have loads and loads of records?
I have moved 3 times in 10 years, up until now, 15 years ago, and everything's still in the loft, and I ain't looked till last night. I have got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cassettes.
Cassettes.
Because I was always in my van driving, I just
Yeah.
would buy cassettes.
Yeah.
I've got nothing
I
to
love
play on.
cassettes because when you got the double thing, you could
Yeah,
put
I've got
what you
nothing to
wanted.
play 'em on now.
Oh, I've got a cassette player over there actually.
God dear, I've got
Bring
so
them
many.
round here if you like. Right, next question. Thanks for that. It's quite a predictable one. What was the first album you bought with your own money?
Well, once again, there was a few,
Always got
but this one
something.
sticks in my mind. It's the Electric Light Orchestra's first album with a light bulb on it.
I'm glad you've got the little plastic wrapping. So
Yes,
it's
but
not
this
all,
one is in good nick.
It's not all.
And I
yeah.
actually saw these at the Dagenham Roundhouse as well.
Wow.
And I actually shook his hand,
Ooh.
Roy Wood.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Jeff Lynn.
Did you never wash it again? Or?
No, and that was my first girlfriend. I went out.
Oh,
We
Vic.
put our names on both albums.
Oh no, you're Vic.
Whisper
Marie.
in the night.
Yeah.
What a classic. This album is mad.
Can I show the viewers?
That
It's a lovely
105-380 chair blew me away.
Yeah, that's just fantastic.
To see a rock band with cellos and violins in was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Must have been.
Do you know?
The cat's a bit. I'm skipping the cat.
Of course, I've got this album. as
Oh, brilliant. Well done.
fantastic.
Great album.
Whisper in the Night.
Yeah.
Look at me now. John Lennon used to call these Son of Beatles.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's obvious to me, I mean, I don't know, that Jeff and Roy were very inspired by the
Yeah.
cello from I'm a Walrus and that sort of stuff.
What I never understood was it was on a debate on the radio with the pair of them. They're going to do the Electric Light Orchestra. Within about 6 months, Roy had left and gone to Wizard.
Yeah,
Pop
I
band.
know. Tragic.
Yeah.
But you know what I think the difference between ELO, this album, and the Beatles is, if the Beatles wanted some cello stuff, they had George Martin.
Yeah.
And George Martin would go and get his fancy mates who played the cello
yeah.
in posh orchestras and play it. If ELO wanted cello, Roy would have to go out, buy a cello
Yeah.
and learn it on the spot, and he
Somebody-
did.
yeah.
He could play anything.
I've seen him quite
And that's
a lot.
the difference
So
between...
did you say they were only together for a short while?
With Roy,
ELO?
with
Oh,
Roy Wood. This album is the only
Roy and
one.
Jeff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Then
Yeah.
he split.
Because I
and
always
went-
think of ELO as Roy Wood.
No, he went to
it's
Wizard.
Jeff Lynne.
He
Yeah.
went to a rockabilly band. But good thing was, in
Can I look
'72,
at the songs while you
when they
say?
promoted that album, one week ELO played Dagenham Roundhouse, the next week Wizard. So I
Yeah.
got to see both of the people
Oh,
I
nice
love.
one. Brilliant.
And I shook both their hands because they had to walk through you to get on stage in there.
Yeah, I love
It's
Roy
lovely.
and Jeff though.
A very good nick.
I'll
that
tell you.
album.
Can I tell you another story about this? When this album was released in America, I think it had a different sleeve.
It did, yeah.
And the bloke in charge of the record company said to his secretary, "We don't know what they're calling the album. Can you give them a ring?" He went out. She rang, and there was no answer. So she went back to his office, wrote down no answer, and it's called No Answer.
Oh God, is it?
Are you
Yeah.
sure you haven't made that up?
I haven't made it up.
But the thing is, I saw them again later when I was a bit more, 3 years later at Victoria in some big place, when they had a bigger band, bigger sound. But my God, when they did Roll Over Beethoven, it was on a different level.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
To hear an orchestra do that with all the cellos instead of the guitar solos.
I saw them for the next album that came along after this.
Yeah,
I
I've got
didn't
all
see
their
them.
albums, all their early ones.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Lovely. So, can you remember what was your first live show you went to?
Well, that was another thing that was digging around in my mind. But my first live show, I think that it wasn't Status Quo, but it is going to be because I saw them in, I think, 1972, before they released Pole Driver. They was in a bit of the doldrums, and me and my mates went, and we went, what have we just witnessed? The power and the energy. And we come out there like sweaty dogs. We were doing all the dancing, and they were just shaking their hair about and they're playing. And well, they just went bosh, went stellar, didn't they? Within a year with that Pole Driver album.
Yeah, great album. That
Oh, great album, yeah, brilliant. And I just loved them live. And I saw them again when Pole Driver came out, and they were still as good. but the place was so packed.
Yeah.
It weren't as good.
It's not quite the same, is it?
And I just loved them. They were just so fantastic. They put on such a good show.
So is there anyone you would have liked to have seen live, but you didn't?
Yes, the 100% is Tom Petty. Never. I was the biggest fan
Too late now.
in the world of him.
Yeah?
But I never actually managed to get to see him.
Don't. Johnny's got a story. Tom Petty. It's a good one.
I've got a couple of
But
stories. I've got a couple of
it's all right.
stories
Tell
of
me.
Tom Petty. I've seen him a couple of times live, and he plays a song called Breakdown.
Yeah, I like
Breakdown.
that, yeah.
And he takes it really down,
Yeah.
very, very quiet, and it's all dramatic. And somebody in the audience shouted, "Compost Corner." Of course, do you know what Compost Corner is? It was on Tiswas.
That's right, yeah.
You told me before, but I've forgotten.
And of course, everybody in the audience knew what
Why did they say that?
Don't know, just being stupid.
Random comment.
Yeah, random. And all us in the audience knew what Compost Corner meant, so we all burst out laughing. Of course, he was an American. He had no idea what everybody was laughing at. And I could tell the panic on his face.
Oh,
also, when I worked in Harrods, he came out of the lift.
Oh, right.
Hang on, I thought you were in the lift with him.
No. But
He just
that's
came
a bad
out.
story.
How close were you to him?
Well, I was just walking past the lift, and out come
What,
Tom
like
Petty, and I
meters
went,
or-
"Tom." He was about this big, like they all are.
Did he shake your hand?
No, he shit himself. He almost screamed
He screamed and ran
security.
Also, I put on there, but also I would have loved to have seen the Doors. I just loved them when I was a kid growing up. I just thought they were fantastic.
You've missed this is a new 3-part question, by the way.
sorry.
That's not your... There's another part.
Well, I haven't got to that one yet.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Stick to your job.
All right.
First, I just want to ask Vic, at what point did you start playing music in all this? So we have it in context.
You know, can I just say, that last question, there's another part to it. Favourite live show?
Oh. Okay, what was your favourite live
Well,
show? You
once
can
again,
incorporate my question.
I
as
am
well.
incorporating two into this because I was lucky enough to see Bob Marley for nothing at the Fulham Greyhound promoting Catch a Fire, the album.
How did
come
you
out.
manage that?
Now, this is because originally when I was first younger, I was really into reggae music because my brother Danny he was a Trojan fanatic with Trojan Records,
Yeah.
so I listened to it. So I used to keep tabs on not just rock and Zeppelin and all that. All my mates would be going, "Oh, I don't want to listen to reggae," so they're all rubbish. Well, I kept in listening to Bob Marley, and then I heard he was doing a tour, and it was to promote Catch a Fire, the Zippo lighter one. You ever seen it? It's done like a Zippo.
I think.
I did have it, but I've lost.
I'll
the
know
cover.
it if I see it.
Yeah. Anyway, so I said to Mark, we had right long hair by then. Show a picture later. And me and my mate Steve, who unfortunately died, Graham, who's in a band with me, and a girlfriend that I went out with for about 10 times. Took them up there on a Tuesday night in the middle of the winter. We was the only white guys in there. I was 16. First time I seen dreadlocks. Never seen before. But we was right down
Do you
the
mean
front.
on Bob Marley or the
All the
audience?
people. I've never been in that area, and they've all come to see him, and it was just mind blowing to see him live. And he didn't have any shoes on, and like Ashton family man Barrett drummer had his feet hanging over the edge of stage and all that, smell his toes. But it was just a fantastic atmosphere,
Yeah.
and I'm glad I did it. And the best thing about it is, years later, through the power of Facebook, this girl that I took that I haven't seen for 50 odd years, she said, "Oh, I've seen you on Facebook. Are you Vick Regan?" I went, "Yes." She said, "Are you the bloke who took me to see Bob Marley?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Thank you very much for that. It's
Oh,
the best
that's
gig I've ever
nice.
been to."
Wow.
And I thought, if I've done that for one person, that's great,
Yeah,
isn't
I would
it?
have loved to have seen Bob Marley. I love him. I've only got the best of in there.
Oh,
It's quite
he
I
was-
think it's a double album, so there's a
He
lot
was
on
cool, man. He
Yeah.
was so cool.
My friend was sound man at the Fulham Palace Ground for 600 gigs, but not that one.
But this was early 70s. This was 72,
Oh.
73.
And I used to sell the Fulham Palace Ground out in my band.
Did you?
Yeah.
I used to go there a lot in the early days to see
This would
bands.
this would be 1981, 82.
I used to go and see Sam Apple Pie and all them and Stray up
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Nice venue.
We were talking
Yeah.
about the Beatles in a similar way as this, but I'm a music teacher in schools and like teach young classes the ukulele. And at the moment I'm doing Three Little Birds and
Oh,
introducing
that's
them
good
to
song, yeah.
Bob Marley. And first I played it to them and showed a video and they were, "Oh my God, you know, he's so weird and why is he singing like that? Why does he look like that?" But now after about 3 weeks they can't stop dancing to it, singing it, and
It's
they've
cool.
got that offbeat rhythm.
Yeah.
And I thought they'll never be able to do that. They're 7, but they've got this.
He's the coolest guy in the world.
It's what's the word? When timeless.
And being greedy, the other gig that I went to, and I've been to a few, was the Tubes at Hammersmith Odeon.
It's a bit greedy, but go on.
They were unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in my whole life. I had their albums. They did White Punks on Dope, yeah?
Yeah.
You've heard that, yeah? And they did loads of other songs. I went to see him live at Hammersmith Odeon, and when I opened it, there was all, this was 77 I think, there was all TV screens all the way down with his face on it, going, "Hi, I'm Fee Wibble, welcome to my gig." And I'm going, "Wow, what's this?" And there was all videos of them on the screen, like obviously films. And then they played for about 2.5 hours, and they were just brilliant.
I don't really. I know of them, but I don't really know.
Oh, mate, they're
I
such
know
a
that
good
one
band.
song.
Yeah.
What song?
White
Punks on
Punks
Dope.
on
Oh, I
Dope,
just thought you meant that was the album.
No, they.
I must look that up because I
It's a
don't.
single.
I can't think of any song. It's the Tubes, you say?
Oh, they're a brilliant band. They was all good musicians. That's the thing.
Just to get my question back in, this when you were saying
Yeah.
all this, were you playing music yourself?
No, what happened was I was a bit of a. I was going to gigs, and I had a mate called Jim who was a very good, bad influence on me. And he'd get guitars, and we'd go around his house, and we'd jam, and we'd have a bass amp, and we'd have this. It weren't until about 1976 when we was mucking about, and we had a little band called the Daleks. No, my name then, the punk name, was Vicky Vomit.
That's good.
And my mate Eddie, he still sends me messages. He goes, "Vom!" He calls me Vom still now. So obviously, like, it worked. But then I got my first wife in the family way, and I got married, and it all had to go on a back burner. And eventually, I was still into music all the time. I got guitars and everything. Went to Australia to work with my mate, and that really caught me on fire because the pub scene out there is tremendous. Because it's so rural, Perth, there was bands all over the place, and it was all brilliant.
So what happened to the Daleks? Were they exterminated?
Yeah, they didn't last long. And then that's where I got, and when I come back from Australia, about 26 years old, a couple of my mates were already doing rehearsing, so I got in with them. We had a friend, a very good friend, who owns Cafe Music in London, which is a recording studio. Might have heard of it in Alldale Road, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, we became friends with him, and he used us like Steve
Sandy.
did as a guinea pig to record us.
Yeah.
I've got hundreds of demos that have never been
In
done.
your loft, are they?
Yeah, they're just on tapes. They're all on computer now.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
well,
Just waiting for
that's
someone.
impressive.
Just waiting for someone who's clever that I can put them onto like a CD or something for me.
He's
Yeah,
good at that
I
sort
know,
of thing.
that's what I'm-
He's got plenty of
well,
time on his hand.
But I've put quite a few songs on SoundCloud.
All right.
I've got a few.
Yeah,
on
I'd
there.
use that as
Yeah,
well.
use it
It's
as a
easy
base.
enough, isn't it?
Well, you
Just
can
to
add-
store them, really.
I had 100 views on one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one.
But that's what happened. I come back, and that's when it fired it all up. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're about 26.
Yeah.
So, say at that age or before that, would you have identified as a teddy boy, mod, rocker, hippie,
Yeah, let's have a
glam
look.
rocker, punk, heavy metal kid, goth,
Right, look.
new romantic,
I can't really answer that
or
question.
anything else?
But that one on the right is me. That's me mate Norm, but that's me when we were 16.
The one with the glasses.
Yeah, 16, 17.
Well, don't tell me. I'm going to see. You see, I would say you're quite glam rock there.
Yeah, yobby.
Rather than
Come from
hippie.
Dagenham, they always called us yobs
I
everywhere.
like the way
we
you've got
went.
a fag in you, both
Yeah,
of you. And your
That's
mix.
us.
all
Look. That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
Very
Oh,
handsome
we've got
as
another.
well.
Well, I would put you down more as a quo heavy metal.
Yeah, that was me at 14, so that's the change, look. So that's when I bought me reggae
Aw.
stuff, yeah? Pre-skinhead, but my dad wouldn't let me have a
If
crop.
you were in my class, I would be quite pleased about that. That you look like you're not going to be horrible.
Ah.
I had hair,
Oh.
loads of it. Look,
Like
just
a sketch
just
of this
for.
cat.
There you go.
You're
Yeah,
not
so there's
alone.
a couple,
You're in
and then-
good company.
Was there another one in there that I've got to bore you with? No, I don't think I
They're
put it in
very,
there.
very nice, memorable.
Yeah, my mate printed them off. He had them, and that's it. Yeah, that's what we looked like back then. Yeah.
Your mate obviously thought you looked cool. 'Cause
Oh, look,
Bill
they're the
was
Daleks,
looking at
look.
you.
That was in Cambridge. We went for a day out to Cambridge in about
Oh,
1976.
I like the way at the back it says Vick Vomit and Dave Bod.
And Eddie Hell.
Eddie
And he
Hill.
still calls himself that now. He's a musician. He lives over Maidenhead. He's made loads of stuff. He's a good boy, he is. But he's the one who still calls me Vom.
That's nice. Very nice. So did you answer the question?
Before we go any further,
I didn't quite. I missed
Sorry.
the answer to the question. Is it that
Well-
you weren't any of these? You were just
No.
your own man.
I was working. All the other guys I knew from school called us hippies because we had long hair, yeah?
Yeah.
But I weren't really
Or
because
what
I was
did they know?
working. And so I like to call myself a glam hippie, if that's all right with you.
That's
glam yob.
very
Yeah.
good.
But I did like glam
He didn't
rock.
say. He didn't
No,
say yob.
he did. He said
hippie.
people from Dagenham were
Oh,
called
all right.
yob.
Yeah, we
Okay.
went to all these parties in all the posh places, and as soon as we spoke to Weave Dagenham, they used to go out in the bedroom, knock the door and all that, hide all their records.
What sort of party?
All in Romford, where all the hippies types lived.
Posh
Did they?
people in Romford.
Yeah.
That's what confused me.
They used to
Of course,
be in Romford, right? There was loads of like art schools around
Was there?
Dagenham and Romford. Yeah, my mates all went to them, and every Saturday at the Liberty Fountain, which is gone now in Romford, it was like San Francisco, Hayton Ashbury in San Francisco. All the hippies, long-haired people, will be there. They'd all be there all day, and then all of a sudden they'd be so having a party, bosh, and he's all gone. And that's what it was like.
The glory days. Of course, the king glam yob was Dave Hill.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, at Slade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, lovely. So let's move on to the next one. This is a romantic question. Is there a song that you fell in love to?
Well, I can't really think because I've probably fell in love quite a few
so many
times.
Yeah.
But when I met my recent wife, Jill, who I've been with nearly 40 years,
Oh.
40.
yeah,
Yeah.
I met her in '86, and she was a hairdresser, and I still had hair then. She used to do my hair all the time, and I was a big fan of the Smiths and Morrissey. And Morrissey released a song called "Hairdresser on Fire," and it's a brilliant song. If you've never heard it, you'll
I've
listen
never
to
heard
it.
it.
It's about hair done, and you got the hump. So they wrote a song about it, and it's just a brilliant song, and it just about sums us up, really. The Hairdresser
So
on
you-
Fire.
Did you listen to that while you were courting?
Yeah, she weren't a great fan of the Smiths, but I was, so she had
Yeah.
to listen to
We
it.
were
But
talking
she likes
about
that
this
song.
before you came because for some reason I was singing "Frankly, Mr. Shankly,"
That's such
and
a
I
good
said,
record.
"Was that a Smith song?" And he said, "No."
Morrissey,
Oh,
Was it?
was. But I can't
so-
remember the next line. Was it? I don't like you very much.
you're a bit of a something or other, weren't
You're
it?
a twat.
Yeah.
Don't know. So you say you've been married twice.
Yeah.
So what was the song you fell in with the first wife? Was it "The Road to Hell"?
No, do you know what the song was at the
He's trying
time?
to be funny.
No, do you know the song when I met her and I took her out? The first song I can remember was "Easy" by the Commodores,
Oh,
and I liked
Oh,
it
yeah, I like
because of the
that.
guitar solo.
yeah.
Yeah, not
Easy
because it
like
was a
Sunday
soul
morning.
song, because it had a guitar in it. Yeah.
That still comes into my head on Sunday
such a
mornings,
brilliant
you know.
song.
That one and Chris Christopherson, depending
Yeah.
what mood I'm in.
No, it's a great song, isn't it? And loads of
Yeah.
people covered it, but Lionel Richie, he's the best one, isn't he? Even though he looks like he's a
Richie.
Richie. Yeah.
He does a bit, doesn't he?
Yes, so that was
Right,
it,
thank
really.
you for that. What song would you like played at your funeral?
Well, you're going to think I'm a mad, but I'm going to pick another Smith song.
Just be honest.
It's Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now by the
Oh,
Smiths.
We sing that sometimes, don't we?
Yeah.
He changes
Yeah.
the words, of course.
I love that song. I love his lyrics.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
like the
love
bus
it.
one.
Yeah.
If the double decker bus crashes into us.
Yeah, double decker bus. So I like that
By
one.
your side.
I like your style on this. He's picked a going in.
Going in,
song.
Heaven Knows Me, so everyone's got the hump when they come in, and then when it goes in the burner, it's Comfortably Numb when you're going out by
Oh,
Floyd.
yeah.
I can't think of a
I
better
like a bit
guitar
of
solo
Pink
to go off into the other regions.
Do you know, I don't really. I've said this before. I don't know that much about Pink Floyd. I
No.
must be the only person from our generation who had never heard
I wasn't a big fan of theirs back in my hippie days.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, I was at the Marquee the night they released that album, and they played it all the way through.
Well, you were there.
Yeah, I weren't watching them, but the
Oh.
DJ said, "This is the new Floyd album. I'm going to play it in full." So they played it as like support, and we saw some band. I think it was McKendry Spring or some group or something, and we saw them. But I listened to it, and I thought, apart from money, it didn't really blow me away
Oh.
at that time.
No.
That's the
But now,
one I
as I'm
don't like.
older, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Comfortably Numb's got such a
Someone
brilliant
gave me a
solo.
tape when I was in my 20s of the two big albums.
Wish
One
You
was
Were
on
Here.
one side, Wish You Were Here, and the other one, Dark Side of the Moon. And I loved it, but not so much money. I'd like to mostly Wish You Were Here.
Wish
and
You Were Here is
Shine on
fantastic.
You Crazy Diamond. But that other song you mentioned, Comfortably Numb, I think that's such a lovely title. It's such a concept. That's
Yeah.
a good concept. I looked it up and I listened to it just because of the title.
The guitar second bit so blows you away. It's
Isn't Wish? Did you say Wish You Were Here?
Yeah.
Wasn't that an album called Wish You Were
yeah.
Here?
Yes,
That's the one where they're shaking
Yeah,
hands
that's
on the
not
front.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
Catching Fire.
Can
Yeah.
I tell you my
That was
little?
my favourite album.
You
My,
weren't on that cover, was you?
I wasn't on that cover, no. But I can tell you something. When Pink Floyd had their 25-year, they released a box set of Dark Side of the Moon. They made a TV advert for it. I was in that, and it was the geezer. What? The bloke Storm, his name. He did their artwork,
Oh, okay.
and I sort of became quite... He gave me 2 or 3, because I used to be a supermodel, you know.
Yeah.
He gave me 2 or 3
I have
jobs.
seen him actually.
When you say advert, was it a TV advert?
It was a TV advert.
What did you play?
Well, no, we were just walking around, and because we all had shaved heads, he painted faces on top of our heads.
Oh, yeah.
And it was filmed from above. So we were walking around, and it was great going home on the tube. 3 of us, because I knew 2 of the other lads, we were sitting there, in a line on the tube, and every now and then we'd just go, and we had these faces painted on our heads.
Oh, that's great. A gig I did forget about.
What a career!
A gig I did forget about, but it was only the was the reformed Cream in 05. I managed to go to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Very
Royal
good.
Albert Hall.
Yeah,
RAH.
that was good. Yeah, 125 quid a ticket that was.
Did you pay it?
What, back in them days?
No, my mate took me. Yeah, that was 05.
Bloody
And they filmed it, and there's actually Ginger Baker when he did Toad, whatever it is. He went boom, boom, threw his drumstick out. I was about 5 from the front. I jumped up, right, and it hit the palm yan and flew off, so I didn't get it. And my mate's got the video, and he found it on the video where me and him stood up, and I've gone like, hey, I'm like a goalkeeper missing a penalty.
What team do you support?
West Ham.
There you go.
So
If it had been Arsenal, you'd have caught that.
Was it Eric Clapton?
That's why my wife reckons I've always been miserable.
Yeah.
Was Eric Clapton still in Cream?
He was.
Which
Jack
one's
Bruce
him?
and Ginger Baker are dead now, aren't they?
Really?
Yeah. Clapton was in, but
He was a nutter, Ginger Baker, wasn't he?
oh, it's great. I see Baker Gervit's army about 6 times
Oh,
when he
did
was
you?
doing it. Yeah. But to be honest, it was a great gig. But
See, he's another one of them cockneys who just seen all these gigs.
down here we see a load,
Of
don't
course
we?
you do.
Yeah.
You don't realise you're born when you're born in London.
Johnny's very jealous.
But you want to look on the. You go on the
You know-
list on Wikipedia and look up how many groups played Dagenham Roundhouse in Dagenham.
Yeah, well, you
They
keep
all
mi-
played there.
What,
Yeah,
what's,
so Brad said the same about East Ham Granada. I didn't know that the Stones and the Beatles
That weren't as
played
good.
there.
so this is it still there, that place?
It's a pub called the Roundhouse now, but it's shut down in about 77 with live music.
Yeah, but it's because it's a nice building.
Yeah, it's nice.
Like
It looks,
Art Deco
yeah,
or
it looks a bit
something.
like it's called the Roundhouse, and it's
Right.
in
Is it
between
round?
Beaconstree and Upney Station, near Barking Football Club. It is.
Right. I should imagine it's round.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to move you on, Jen.
Sorry.
Who inspired you to pick up an instrument?
Well, I've never been very proficient on the guitar, and I like loads of guitar. I suppose Gary Moore's my favourite guitar player, because I did see him quite a lot when I was young,
Yeah.
because he was young himself, really,
Did
wasn't
you
he?
think, I'd want to be like him? I
Well,
want to play that.
never be as quick as him. He's the only bloke I know could do a somersault playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Could you?
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
I
Johnny
thought Niles Lofgren could
Yeah,
do
I've seen him, he was good as well, yeah. Neil
He
Lofgren.
used to do that,
Yeah.
didn't he?
But he was brilliant. But I like this group, what I'm going to say here, Silverhead. They were like a glam rock punk band. And the singer out of that, which you can see in front, was called Michael Bibar. And me and my mates loved them. I see them about 6 times in 2 years, that group. They used to play all round here.
Were they like a Poundland chicory tip?
They were good. They were really good musicians. In fact, Robbie Blunt played with them. And he's the one who did Big Log, isn't it? With
I did a
well,
big,
Robert Plant. You know
I
that
did a
song?
big, yeah, I did a big log this morning.
Double touch.
Was there anyone in your personal life that inspired you as well to do music, like family or friends?
No, it was probably the main one who probably was people like Rob, that Rob Wheaton told you about.
Oh, yeah.
Hey Rob, if you watch this,
I
love
will.
you. He was so great, and he would go around his house and he'd just play songs and we'd all sing along with him. And I had a mate called Jim Bryson who always wanted to be a rock star. He looked like Mark Bolan at T-Rex. He was a really good looking guy. He lived up Camden in what you call it, squats all his life, and he eventually got into a goth band that merely made it called The Dark. And they used to play that Batcave, which was famous up in London.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he died about 20 years ago. He came round to Botch's house one night. I mean, we
Who's
made
Botch? He's another one who's...
Steve Botcher.
Yeah, we know Steve
We know
Botch,
him.
he's a
But everyone
great
knows him as
guitar
Botch. He came round to Botch's house and we made 2 tracks, and I've got Jim on guitar, so I never had nothing with him on it until he did that, and then I realised he was in The Dark. Now I've got The Dark's great, and some of his songs are brilliant.
Yeah.
But he was my mate.
player. This bloke, what's his name again? This
Michael DeBar.
And he was married to who?
Pamela DeBars.
And she was,
Rock and roll groupie to the world.
yeah.
She
Apart
slept with
from me and
everyone.
you.
Yeah, except for me and you.
But still, is she still alive?
He was
I'll
in
put my name down.
He was in Detective,
Yeah.
another group, and the Power Station when Robert Plant dropped out.
Oh,
he
right.
took over as vocals, and he acted in loads of things in America.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, things like that.
Good on him.
So Vic, Can you tell us about your proudest musical moment?
Yes. Well, I think the one that was the proudest was when I supported Steve Butcher's group, which was called Big Louie and the Torpedoes, at the Royal Stand in Walthamstow.
Really?
Yeah. And we did a gig there with that's the one and only Trousers of Your Mind full line-up gig, and we did it there. And I think there was a couple of hundred people in there.
So your band was called Trousers of
The
Your...
Trousers of Your Mind.
So what happened to... Did you just not fit?
Well, no, what it was to do with these, Bob, the Bonzo Dogs, right?
All right.
Because they used to do a song.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, everybody, clap your hands. Are you looking good? Do you like soul music? And someone goes, no. He goes, we'll do the trouser press, baby. And that's where it all come from, yeah?
Right.
So we called ourselves the Trousers.
Did they do a song, There's Something of Your Mind? Was it the Windmill?
No, in the canyon.
Oh, in the canyon.
Where he impersonates Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was why we were called that. And Rob Wheaton, who I told you about, was in it. Graham Bell, who Jerry Spangles was in it.
Oh, right.
And my mate Mark, who owned a recording studio at Cafe Music. He was the drummer.
Yeah. What year?
85. And unfortunately for me, he said that he was doing some music for a German company that were looking for bands, and he sent them a demo, but I'd done my backing playing squash, and that gig was the last time I
should never
played.
mix
3 months
sport
later,
with music.
I was still laid up. I threw Live Aid and everything. I watched that laying in my mum and dad's house. And that's what done me in. The band, you know what groups are like. You've
Yeah.
only got to be separated 5 minutes and they split up, don't they?
Oh.
You know, so that's what happened.
Oh, dear.
Let that be a warning to you about
Yes.
playing squash.
Don't play squash if you want to be a rock and roll star.
I know it's not about me, this one, but my very first gig was at the Standard in Walthamstow,
Who did you say?
supporting Hank Wangford.
Oh, you supported. It's
Yes.
good. The
I was
history.
in a band.
there.
I mean, I was 18.
I know Hank Wangford.
I was
yeah.
rubbish.
Yeah, I know
I was
Hank.
playing the fiddle and I was really bad.
Have you done it?
I did it, yeah. And I didn't realise it was quite a big thing at the
No,
time. Because the
everyone's
Standard
played
as a
there.
venue is really big, and Hank Wangford's really big.
I think everyone's played there, hasn't
I haven't. Sadly, it's not there anymore.
it?
No, there's a block of flats we saw it
It's a
the other
shame.
day.
But it was quite a good name dropping place
But
to
they
play.
mostly they
Was-
started
yeah,
having
was-
cover
was
bands. I mean, tribute acts all the time, didn't they?
Yeah.
After a while.
And wasn't that like the home of Iron Maiden?
No.
Do you know what? I
That
think it was
Stratford.
more off. That was the Bridge House and the Ruskin Arms in East End. But that pub, I'm sure 10 years after, used to play there all the time. They were up there. Do you remember them? Yeah.
The drummer was my manager.
Was he really?
Oh, yes, he
Of
was.
who?
Rick Lee.
The drummer,
Oh, Rick-
the
I
drummer
loved
of
him.
who?
10 years after.
Yeah.
Played at Woodstock.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
They
you
played
both-
Going
you
Home.
both lost me
Going
now.
home at Woodstock for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rick Lee.
Yeah.
And what was it? Oh, the Bridge House. I played there. That was our first gig.
Was it really?
We came down from the north. Our first gig in London, I mean. And I can always remember, because you go to the East End of London and we wound the window down and asked this bloke, can you tell me where the Bridge House is? He went, right, you go down here, right? You turn left, right? It's on the right, right? Thanks.
The only trouble with that place, it was run by a load of gangsters.
Oh, don't say it because he went
I
out
used
with
to
the
go.
daughter.
I went out with the
That was
daughter.
almost his father-in-law,
Yeah.
Murphy.
Terry Murphy.
Yeah, I used to work with one of the Murphys. Johnny, yeah, his
Such a
brother.
small
Oh,
world.
right.
Because he used to be an electrician and he knows Butch as well. Oh, Steve Butch.
Yeah.
We used to work together on the
Oh,
same
yeah,
firm.
it
Yeah.
does, yeah. What a small, it's a small world, but you wouldn't want to paint it.
Nah, true.
Oh, very interesting.
Depeche Mode started there as well,
Yeah, I know.
didn't it?
Yeah. Right, where am I?
We could talk all night, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Your favourite album artwork?
Well, I've got many, but I thought I'd get one that most people won't have.
Yeah.
So that's why I bought this compilation album that was made in 1969 called Rockbuster. I got it off my mate Jim Bryson, the legendary man I was talking about. And I didn't know at the time, but it had a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger on
Oh, yeah, it is
when he
him,
was
isn't
Mr.
it?
Universe in 1969.
I don't think I would have
And,
noticed if you had
and if it
said-
weren't for that bit ripped there, right where it matters, it'd probably worth money, this one.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's got some good bands on it. It's Black Widow, Flock, Santana, Bob Dylan on there, Argent are on there, Skid Row, the English Skid Row with Gary Moore in it.
Do you know something? I used to be his body double in 1960.
And the best thing about it is look at this label, look. This is what I like about it. And some of them albums on there.
I like this sleeve as
Yeah,
well.
you
Let's
get,
look
you
at
get
that.
some of it. Look at that. It's hardly been played, look.
Yeah.
What a brilliant record in a label that is, isn't it?
Beautiful.
I think you should write a song about him. Wasn't it?
No, I like this as well because it's got.
Yeah,
this
they
is
all
the days
did-
where they.
That's what was out at the time.
Yeah.
So you go, oh, buy that.
So it's advertising other
Yeah.
albums on their label.
Good idea, wasn't it?
Fantastic.
But I said, I've got that, and I found it. But unfortunately, like I say, it got ripped in the midriff.
Yeah.
Apart from that, who hasn't?
Very good. Oh, this is such a hard question, I know. I'll just let you... Actually, we'll do it at the end, because you don't want to rip him anymore.
He was either be a musician or a failed comedian.
Yeah. Put it down.
Yeah.
I'll do it later.
Emma's a school teacher.
Yeah.
Right, your favourite all-time band or artist?
Yes, well, I chose the group that I fell in love with when I went to Australia, called The Church.
It's so hard finding
Oh, that is
inspiration.
such a brilliant record.
Tell those girls.
Have
you actually got that record?
It's here.
Is it yours though?
That's mine.
What a great record. That's the first thing I heard when I got to Australia.
Imagine releasing a single that good and it got nowhere. Over
No,
there.
I know, it's
tragic.
unbelievable.
I'll tell you something though. I must have gone through life just living with my head in the clouds. I didn't realise till I got this out today that it's on the Career record label.
Yeah.
I was signed to that label.
Bloody hell. What's the B-side? An interlude. That's brilliant. That song is fantastic, Golden Dawn. You ever played it?
No.
I'll tell you what.
I released 2 singles on this label.
I'm going to play that when we're finished, because you've
It's
made
very
it sound so
Beatley.
good.
It's very Beatley, isn't it?
Totally Beatley, but
Totally
it's absolutely
Beatley.
fantastic. The guitar riffs and everything.
But that's the time, when I got to Australia in '81, out of all the new romantics, it was still more rocky and jangly out there.
Yeah.
And I just, for the first 6 albums, I just could not do a thing wrong with me. I've seen them about 10 times.
Yeah.
But they've gone a bit Floydy now in their old days. Like,
Oh, well, you can't keep that
Nah,
up.
you can't keep
You
it.
can't keep. But that's a very rare favourite band for our
Yeah.
show so far.
Yes.
Well, they were great.
Well, has anyone
Really great.
heard of them apart from you two?
Well, they did Under the Milky Way was their biggest hit, wasn't it?
Well, it is, I don't
Got
know.
another
I
one in
sort of
America.
just knew this really.
That album that's on is. Did I bring you the album? I don't think I did, did I? No, shame, you could have seen it because I taped it. But they're just good.
Taped it. And what decade are we living in?
I don't know. As you get old, your years mull into one, don't they?
This is an even harder question than the last one. What's your favourite album and favourite song?
Oh, didn't I say what my favourite album was?
No.
What did I write down in there?
I know, because I'd be like that. It won't be something you carry around in your head, because we all have dozens of favourite
We
albums.
don't have a favourite album
Oh, well,
question,
just
do
a
we?
song then. Well, it says it here. You put it. Look.
Favourite
Artist.
No, favourite all-time band.
No, and then look, album and song.
Ah, right.
Well, they did
It
do a
says
song
what?
called I'm Almost With You. So
Really?
that'd be The Church.
Oh yeah.
And it's probably of their second album, of their what they made, and that was brilliant as
You know,
well.
if he hadn't been given any time to think about that, so an impossible
Yeah,
one to
I
answer,
just
isn't it?
picked because I
Favourite
listened
song.
to it yesterday in the
Yeah.
van, trying to
So
think
well
what I
done.
like. Yeah, Almost With You by The Church.
No, you brought a lot of stuff for which we're grateful.
Yeah. I've
So,
got a few singles here
can
you
you
might be
share
interested in.
A precious bit of memorabilia.
Well, there's a proper original Curved Air single called Backstreet Love. That's a good one, isn't it? Yeah. Life on Mars from 1971.
Knife on Mars.
Life, that knife in Beaconsfield. No, that one has got the actual phone call at the end where he walks over and answers it. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they cut that off on a lot of it. Right at the end of Life on Mars, when the
I
auction
can,
finishes,
hear it in
you
my
go,
head.
hold on, hello, and he answers the phone. This one, don't ask me how he got it. Ready, steady, who? Look, and it's got these ones. It's got Batman and Barbara Ann on it.
How could they fit 5 records on this?
It
It's
was
an EP.
EP,
What speed do
extended
you
and it's
play?
player.
definitely an original, I reckon.
Yeah.
Do you play it at 45?
Yeah.
But how do they fit it on? I don't understand.
I don't know if this is true or not, but when Mick and Keith, that's Mick and Keith of the Rolling Stones, went to, well, you know, they were getting arrested all the
Yeah.
time. The Who recorded some Rolling Stones song just to keep them.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I don't know if
true.
that's true or not. Or if it is true, I'd love to hear the tapes.
I even like Deep Purple, and I've got a purple single, look. Black Knight live version, so that's all right, isn't it? And what's that one? That's the one I like the best. The original. It ain't, unfortunately, it's Virgin. If it was A&M, you'll be looking at £25,000 for
God.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is the Virgin one. But it's the original cover. God Save the Queen.
Of course,
With the fantastic "Did You Know Wrong" on the B-side. Do you ever listen to that?
Don't think so. But I did. I used to help an ex-girlfriend of mine cut out rubber clothes, the patterns.
Yeah.
And she had a studio in Curtain Road
Oh yeah.
in the East End.
Yeah, I know
Shoreditch,
Curtain Road.
is it?
Yeah, I know Curtain Road. Yeah.
And he worked there, the artist,
Did he?
Jamie.
Oh right.
Forget your second name now.
So if you listen,
He was a nice
if
lad.
you watch back to our previous guest, Keith Coffey, he booked the
Yeah, he
Sex
said that.
Pistols
Well, this
in
is what
East Ham
brings-
before this record was out. didn't
Well, up yours, Keith Coffey, because I saw them. I went to this gig and I printed this off. Look, 9th of July, 1976. Pretty Things, Supercharged, Sex
he? Hang on, was
Pistols.
that before he booked them?
Probably because this was in 1976.
Okay.
9th
Did you
of
book them?
July.
No, I think-
No, I went to see them.
I know.
I went to see
I
them,
know
so
it's a bit
unless-
of healthy competition.
Unless he saw them, Keith. No, I'm only joking. They were just becoming famous, so he stuck them out for gigs, yeah? And unlike what your friend said, they were absolute shit. Me and my mates they were crap. The only good
That
thing
doesn't
was with them,
surprise me.
they had like a woman dressed up as a Nazi whipping them. So that was the best bit of it. But when you go to an
For a
all-night
young
gig,
man,
they were
maybe.
first on and we didn't like them. They were supporting one of the best bands ever, the Pretty Things. And the Supercharged, you ever heard of them? They were more like a comedic band, but they were good.
So the Lyceum.
But they didn't leave. We all come out there, thought, I don't think much of them. And the next
No.
thing you know, they're the biggest thing in the
Like
world.
one-
I think, to be fair, Keith Coffey booked them in
Yeah,
75.
sorry. Yeah, well done.
£1.75.
But they didn't have that effect on me that they might have had. Perhaps it was you was in a small gig and I was in the Lyceum at Strand. That's
Yeah.
massive.
Or maybe they were just rubbish.
They were.
They
Like,
weren't
they couldn't play their instruments at first, could they? But that, was, I'm still glad I've seen it because it's
Yeah.
another thing I can add to my list.
Yeah, of course.
And what else is there? Anything? Oh, I
You've got
found
a lot of
something that you
tickets
might
there.
have
What's
known.
this thing here?
That's the Who at the Charlton, 74. That was a great gig, and I remember that for lots of reasons. And one of them was it was stinking hot, really, really hot. We were sitting in the middle of the valley looking down, and someone threw jam, and we all had long hair, and it got stuck in 3 of us there,
Ugh.
and we had to sit there all day with all this jam stuck in our head. Couldn't go to the toilet because they were at toilets at concert in them days were a no-go area.
Yeah.
You either held it or you just a miracle happened. But that's what happened. But Humble Pie,
Lindisfarne has popped up again.
yeah, they were good,
Yeah?
very good. Bit comedic, but very good.
Do you know who's in Humble Pie? Your new hero, Stevie Marriott.
I like a clue.
Yeah, he was
I love
fantastic.
Steve
They were by far and away everyone. The review of that gig the week after was Humble Pie blew everyone away. Bad Company were brilliant. Lou Reed was absolute crap because he was out of his head on whatever
Oh.
drugs he was on.
Such a shame.
And Lindisfarne were good.
Right, quickly, let's have a look at your tickets.
Yes, oh, I've got
Yeah.
a picture I found. I was working in someone's house, I found that. It's a bit scrushed up. An old Beatles postcard, look.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like someone
Very
stood
old.
on it, doesn't it?
Sat on it.
But I kept it. That was me in my days just as the hair was receding when I started the group with my
Trousers.
ice pick guitar, in my front room in one of my houses. So if people don't believe I've got hair, there's another picture. And I managed, this is unbelievable, I didn't even know this, our first ever gig that we did in my first band, which was called Panic, was somewhere in Stratford. Someone must have took photos, and I've had them all these years. And I found one the other night, look. And that was us at that pub. And that's me, a girl I was going out with from Australia, Simone,
Was she
and my mate
singing?
Andy, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
in the group. And that's my mate Martin. I've never
Looks
seen the
very
photo.
80s, isn't it?
Yeah, it was 1984. Look at the trousers. Yeah, they had a pen chance for the old silver trousers there. And I thought, blimey, I can't believe that.
That is lovely. Well, we're coming up to the last question now. Thank you, Vick Regan. You've been a marvellous guest.
It's
Thank
been
you very much,
fantastic.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, by the way, we've got a voice message.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
where
please.
did that come in?
It came in. Somebody sent the voice message in, and we're going to listen to it right now.
Hi, this is George. Just really pleased that to see Emma and Johnny, Desert Island Dickheads. Yes, it's really lovely. It's very fab. It's very gear. It's very great. It's not grotty. It's great. Anyway, peace and love to you all. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, George. Very good. Very good. If you've got anything to say about the show, send in a voice message and we'll play it.
I must apologise, Keith. I didn't want to start a competition going on it, but I thought I'd mention that. But Johnny put me in place, all right?
You
so leave it.
EastEnders.
Yeah, we like a bit of banter, don't we?
Can you recommend something you have discovered
Well, yes.
lately to the viewers?
I have discovered something I've discovered even before I've told you. I One of the most recent bands I like is the Idols. You've obviously heard of them, haven't you?
I haven't.
Well, they're good. They're a bit right in your face punky type, yeah? Really. And there's this, because I've got young, like a granddaughter 21, and boy, granddad, he likes all that bloody grime and gangster rap.
Yeah.
Being sort of like, I don't mind listening to stuff. There's this girl called Moonchild-Sanelly, yeah? Moonchild-Sanelly. Mm-hmm. She's African origin. She's got obviously fake hair, but it looks like blue rope on her head. But she's great. I saw her on Jules Holland and she was brilliant.
Yeah, what sort of music?
It's like this grimy, rappy punk, but she's quite bubbly. And a song that I really like is called Scrambled Eggs, so have a listen to it.
That rings a bell actually.
Yeah.
I might have seen that on the
Very
telly.
repetitive song. I like scrambled
So
eggs.
Moonchild-Sanelly.
Yeah.
Sanelly.
And the one that I've just discovered a couple of days ago, before you asked me, is this. I was looking up the church on the internet, and it came with the, oh my God, it's the church. Well, all I can say is Google them and look them up. Because, oh my God, it's a band called Oh My God, It's the Church.
Yeah.
And one of their main songs is Kiss My Apocalypso. But they are absolutely tremendous.
Yeah.
Say the name again.
Oh my God, it's a church.
Oh my God, it's
They're
the
a big
church.
band. There's got this bloke who's a
Where
fake
are they
American.
from?
I think they might be Americans.
Yeah.
But
You
they
just
put
said he's a fake American.
they're all fake, but they put such a good show on.
Okay.
I don't know how no one's ever heard of them.
That's good. It's good to hear about these new ideas.
And
Because that's the whole point of that question, isn't it?
It
Things
is,
we
yeah.
haven't
And I
heard
would
of.
just like to mention the new single by The Darkness is absolutely splendid. It's called Walking Through Fire. It's a rock anthem.
I love them, Darkness.
Yeah, great little band.
Yeah,
great guitar players.
Yeah, great. They really are. They're good fun as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
they've got great humour. And what a voice. He's got like must be like a 3-octave voice.
Ooh, yeah.
Whatever that means.
So you never asked me about memorabilia. You asked me about someone I've met. Is it?
Oh,
Yes.
telling me a story. This is the main reason why we've got you here.
No, I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going on. With my friend who I've mentioned many a time, Jim Bryson. When I was young, we went up the Marquee, and I can even remember what band we went to see. They were a French art band called. God, I've gone and forgotten the name.
I can even remember.
Orange they were called, or Orange, or something like that, right? It was quite a big French band, but... And anyway, we got there early, so we went to the bar. Like, we want to go and pool. We went, yeah, all right. So I had to go and pool with him and his girlfriend. He said, if I beat you, I'll buy a drink. If we beat him, he buys a drink. Beat him again. Anyway, we was only about 16, 17. My mate Jim gone, that's a bloke out of Auckland. And then we looked at him properly and saw all the lumps on his face and his long hair. It was Lemmy.
Lemmy from Hawkwind.
So
No
he went
less.
bloody cheats, he called us. But
Did he have the long hair? And
yeah, he had
the
a really
moustache?
fantastic looking girl with him.
I always found him good looking.
Tons of drugs on him.
Rough
Lemmy.
way. Yeah, Lemmy.
So this was a Lemmy in Hawkwind before Motorhead.
Yeah, it was because it was 73, 74, yeah? And he was a speed
So
freak then, because he was speeding all over the place.
Lemmy at pool
Yes.
twice.
Yeah, and he bought us Jack Daniels and Coke.
I don't know if it's true, but
It is true.
No, I don't mean that. I mean something else. I don't think you're lying. Lemmy, a few years ago, he went up on stage, and then he reached a point in his life. He just put his instrument down, and said, "I can't do this anymore."
Yeah.
Now, me and Johnny always say we feel that most days. We're going to do a Lemmy.
Neil
I
Young
can't
said
do
it's
this
better to
anymore.
burn out than fade away. But it's taken him a long time to burn out.
My girlfriend, she used to live with a girl called Linda
Do you
Longlegs.
mean ex-girlfriend?
Ex-girlfriend, yeah. Used to live with a girl called Linda Longlegs. She was
Is that her born name?
I don't think that was a
her
born
given.
name, no.
I thought you said Linda Lovelace.
No, Linda Longlegs. She worked in the Hard Rock Cafe as a waitress and dated Lemmy.
Ooh.
Although I never saw him.
You had to be a hard drinker and take loads of drugs if you wanted to hang around with him lot.
But anyway, Vic,
Thank you
been
so
a
much for
fantastic
inviting me.
guest.
Thank you, sir.
He's come miles to do this show,
He's
but that's now the strength.
He's crossed 4 counties.
He's crossed boundaries to come and do this show, and it just shows you that the word is spreading about Desert Island Dickheads. If you want to come on, just get in touch with us. As long as you've got some great stories about music to talk, like this lad here.
Have you got anything to give him?
I've got something to give him.
Ooh.
Now, I don't know if this is true or not. We're going to give him the Desert Island Dickheads fridge magnet. I haven't seen it myself, but apparently Mick Jagger, he presented one of the awards at the Oscars,
Did he?
and he had it on his lapel.
Oh, good. Well, he's probably heard of you guys.
Yeah, he probably has. So that's
And
for you, sir.
Let me just say, it's been an honour for me to come down because you're both really good musicians and I like your music.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Vic.
Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.